Hey everyone, welcome to Biz Bounty Hunters. My name is Taylor Postel, and this is my channel. All these videos you're going to see are from my cold email masterclass for business acquisitions that I previously had on a school community, so the formatting might be a little different. Some things might show up like that, but no need to worry. I've moved everything for free here on YouTube, so everyone can watch through this whole class. It'll be in divided up into the playlist, so you can follow along step by step everything that we previously had in our school community. But without further ado, please like and subscribe, and let's hop into the content. Hey everyone, welcome back to Biz Bounty Hunters. I'm your host Taylor. Today we're going to be talking about email copy and flows for business acquisition. So here's what we're going to go over today: email copy examples and templates. All these are things that I've used. I'm going to show you exactly the things that I said and the results involved with those, and the templates kind of based around those to follow and build your own emails. Then we're going to be setting up some email flows in Woodpecker just so you can build everything out and get ready to start sending. Don't forget, sign up for the newsletter. We have important updates regarding the course. The link is in the caption below. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and X for exclusive content at Biz Bounty Hunter. Share the course. Let's start a revolution and change people's lives together. Warning: this is the most important video of the entire course. Watch the entire thing. Don't skip. Don't fast forward. And if you need to, watch it at 2x speed. So let's jump into some email copy examples and templates. All right, now we're going to jump into some email copy and the templates. So we're going to walk through exactly what I have used based off the main campaign that really got everything started and has the best results from what I've experienced. So this is a home service campaign specifically based in Arizona. So you're going to see some language surrounding geography and things like that. So it may vary. We'll jump into some other campaigns where they're not as geographically focused so you can kind of see the difference. So first and foremost, after researching for your opener, hey is the least spammy word. If you do hi, hello, those are generally flagged more as spam. So I've always stuck with hey. You can do your own research and see what works best. I also have the spam tool from the subject line video. I'll have that attached below as well, so you can run your email copy through there to see what words stand out as spam. So feel free to use that and play with that. So I like to open with my background. So my name is Taylor Postel, and I'm a business owner based in Arizona, specifically North Phoenix. For the past 5 years, I've been deeply involved in motorsports and the e-commerce world, nurturing my passion for entrepreneurship and business development. So here it is a geographic specific campaign, so I like to drive that home just because feeling local resonates better with business owners. It is not a requirement, but if you can, at least tailor your campaigns by state. I've found it helpful rather than just nationwide, just having that little extra bit of things to relate to. I am a business owner, so I use that also to relate to other people. Even if you don't own a full-fledged business, you could still say, if your LLC is built around, acquiring businesses, technically you're a business owner. So, and then I give a little bit of background. Grew up in motorsports. My two businesses were related to motorsports and e-commerce, so I like to mention that. Even though there is no relation to home services, I still like to mention it. I've had people reply back that are really into cars or used to race. So even though it's not a direct fit for everybody, I still like to include my specific background because it does relate with certain people. Next, we dive in here. I had a partner for this campaign we were looking, so I like to, he had the construction chops. So my business partner, Kevin Byman, who owns a successful construction company, is up in New River. So we were both local. He has a construction company, so I was using that to relay the credibility for targeting the home service and construction space. He and I are currently exploring opportunities to acquire a industry. So in this, I had it pull from the spreadsheet. We'll dive into the data stuff upcoming here soon. So I would say, if it's pest control, general construction, HVAC, plumbing. From the spreadsheet, it would pull that individual industry. So acquired a HVAC business. We believe that the same thing, HVAC industry holds immense potential, especially given the evolving market dynamics in Arizona. So once again, relating back to the geography. Here is where I would have the prompt I would run that we will dive into later, but mine was what I love about your business is, so it would generally say, what I love about your business is your commitment to standing up for your clients, customer service, whatever it may be. You could use any prompt you want if there's one more specific to your industry. I also, with more recent emails, have moved it to the top of the email just so they see it in the preview, or, kind of that hook where you're relating or complimenting their business directly so they see that. Everyone loves a good compliment. But for this campaign, I kind of had it in the middle. Like I said, you could keep it here or move it to the top. You and your business seem to share the same values and integrity as we do. Both Kevin and I built our businesses and legacies on putting our employees and customer needs first and foremost. Without them, we would not be here. We would not be where we are today. Our intent is to understand you and your business better and potentially seek avenues for collaboration, investment, or acquisition. So here, I really like to relay the family business aspect, as that really goes a long way for most people. If you don't have that background, maybe it's not the best thing to use. But since we both own family businesses, we always like to put our customers' needs and employees first. So it is a true statement about our values. You don't want to really lie in this. You could change this to any other values you have, charitable donations or things, taking care of your community, but really want to drive home that personal aspect rather than, a private equity firm approaching them, things like that. So that's the edge we have as deal makers, to bring that personal touch to things, since we're not working for some big company. And then I also, the collaboration, investment, or acquisition. So this kind of keeps the door open. Even if you're only looking for an acquisition, I like to mention other avenues, just because not, a straight sale could turn somebody off initially. You can steer that in your seller conversation. I just like to have it open-ended in here, so piques their curiosity. Maybe they just want some collaboration, but then once you talk to them, you can steer them towards, maybe a partial buyout, things like that. But having more open-ended opportunity, I've felt, creates a better reply. So Kevin and I would love to buy you a coffee, learn more about your journey, share insights, discuss potential ways to work together. Would you be available for a meeting or call? So I would only mention, meeting for a coffee or grabbing lunch or anything like that if you are local and able to do so. Otherwise, you could just, hopping on a phone call, have a Zoom meeting, things like that. And then I look forward to hearing from you, exploring ways we might work together to further our mutual goals. Please feel free to email, text, or call me. And in all my emails, I put my personal cell phone number. Very rarely have they ever called me, but I just like to do that again for a personal touch, just being genuine, letting them know that they can reach out to me anytime. So that's kind of the basic intro email that I've used. And then from here, specifically with Woodpecker, you have a decision tree. You can set it. We'll walk through that in a little bit. But so if the prospect has opened the email, it goes through this 4-email sequence. And then to look at the no version, if they have not opened the email, we go through this specific sequence. So I have them set up differently. We'll quickly walk through that. So this is the first follow-up. I have it set for 4 days. I have since changed to 2 to 3, depending. So 4's kind of on the longer side. That's what I ran with this campaign. Obviously, it does work, but I would play around with different timing. And also, we are 1 to 6 p.m. here, and I just had 2:30 to 4:30 on the first. Once again, that's a variable you can play with, but I just prefer the afternoon, since people are mostly done with their busy emails, busy tasks in the morning generally. So once again, leading with the hey, their first name that pulls from the data upload. Hope you had a great week. I'm very excited about learning more about you and their company name. Please let me know if you have an opening in the near future. Grab coffee, walk me through your business journey. If you ever need someone to chat with about business advice or just talk shop, don't hesitate to give me a call. So once again, showing interest in them and their journey, their story, seeing if they have any availability, grab a coffee, get on a Zoom meeting, and then kind of closing the email out with, we can just have a general conversation. It's not pushy with sales constantly wanting to buy their business. So just open-ended networking kind of line to be a little more friendly with closing out the email. Then after that, this one is a week later, so I do like to stick to that. So the first one you could do, like I said, 2 to 3 to 4 days follow up, and then this one's 7 days. Could do 6, but I like to generally, if they've opened the email, give them a little time. Maybe they're busy. So once again, hey, first name Kevin and I look forward to hearing from you. We understand that this is a significant decision, and we respect the time it takes to consider such a proposition. Our intent is to carry forward the legacy that you've built with your business and expand upon it. We believe that your company's strong values and foundation align well with our business ethos. I myself have exited 2 businesses, one being my family's business at 25 years. It can be extremely tough and emotional process, but knowing that we are a safe pair of hands can ease those fears. So just showing our excitement to hear from them, get to know them, kind of harping on it's a big decision. This is not something you just decide in 5 minutes. It's something they really need to think about. So being understanding with them, showing that their legacy is important. Everything they built, it's their life essentially. So you want to, it's a big decision and want to let them know that you're considering that. And then our values align with their values. And then a little bit of background for, credibility and experience. I have exited 2 businesses. If you've purchased a business, you could say, I've purchased a business in this industry. We're a safe pair of hands, things like that. I would also encourage, maybe this could be your second email. It doesn't have to be your third, but using these talking points in any of your follow-ups, I would recommend you using kind of mixing and matching. Like I said, this is just the template I've used, had good success with, but it can definitely be improved upon. So the 4th email, this was the first campaign I ran, so I don't generally do the 4th emails anymore. This one's 14 days after. You still can maybe speed up the timeline a little bit, but the reply rate on the 4th email is just generally, 157 cents. It just doesn't have the greatest reply. 4% on this one, 3%, and at the first one, we're closer to 8. So generally, if they are going to reply, it's going to be on the first one. So I've just found that the 4th email is not always useful, the most important. So in my recent campaigns, I've kind of cut this out. But if you would like to keep it in there, or maybe not send it 14 days, it could be following up in a week. This one, I would put the hey in there instead of their first name. That is something I've learned since then. But I hope you and your company are having great success this quarter. Kevin and I are still very much interested in having a conversation of how we can all work together. It can be as simple as an industry trend conversation about how badly the Cardinals did this season. So NFL team, the regional aspect relating back to that, you could put anything you wanted, industry trend, things like that. We are always a resource if you ever need anything. Best wishes. So this email is just kind of that last ditch effort for just networking, just get some sort of reply if they want to just talk to us or be a contact within the industry. Like I said, it's not necessary, has good open rates, but just the response has generally been pretty low. So now we're going to go into the no path. So after the first email they have not opened, it sends these specific emails out. So here, all I did was copy and paste the very first email, just because if they haven't opened it, I want to convey the same message so they're not lost of like, what are you talking about? And I've learned to use this opportunity as a good way to test copy of the first email. So in my more recent campaigns, every single one, if they have not responded, has been an alteration of the initial email, but with different copies. So I've been using that to kind of see if we can get better responses, testing what works and testing what doesn't. But in this campaign, it is the exact same email every time. like I said, since they haven't opened it, I want to convey that same message. You can go this route as well using the same copy, but I think it's a good opportunity to test some different copies. Now we're going to jump in to a completely different email flow. This one I did for marketing agencies, so you can see what it looks like without the regional personalization. So it's a little bit different. Here we still got not as high of a reply rate, but we sent to 97 people, 76.3 open rate, and did get quite a few seller conversations out of this one. I believe this AI reading does not always correlate, but I think I got at least 6 or 7 seller meetings within this campaign. Went through in about 2 weeks. So it was good responses, lots of good seller meetings. Unfortunately, didn't pull the trigger on anything, but had some good conversations. All right, so let's take a look at the first email. Hey, first name. My name is Taylor Postel, and I'm a business owner based in Arizona. For the past 9 years, I've been deeply involved in business and e-commerce world. I've worked with many marketing companies in the past with my previous businesses, and am now searching for the ideal marketing business to acquire and strategically grow and scale. So here I still mentioned my geographic location, not as specific on my background, which I was just testing out. Could have still mentioned the motorsports aspect, but I then leaned on the work I've done with marketing companies. So with my last one, I worked with about 6 different agencies, have some friends in the space, so have a pretty deep knowledge on, how they operate and things of that nature. So wanted to show them that, not that I had owned one myself or worked for one, but I was very familiar with their business model. Next, I stuck that prompt in there as well. What I love about your business. I guess you could move it to the front of the line as a hook. And then I built my businesses and legacy. I'm putting my employees and customers' needs first and foremost. Without them, I would not be where I am today. So a similar messaging as the first one, a little more concise with this email, not as long, but still showing my values. My intent is to understand you and your business better and potentially seek avenues for collaboration, investment, and acquisition. I look forward to hearing from you and exploring ways we might be able to work together to further our mutual goals. So just kind of a more concise version of my first email template that we walked through. Still had some great replies and open rates on these as well. Similar timing. And then I bumped this one up to 15 emails a day rather than 10. So that's just more so if you're able to handle the workload, but 10 to 15 is kind of the sweet spot I found. Here I was testing, the same subject line, and pretty much went through the exact same copy as my last one for the longer form, which actually ended up getting a slightly better response rate, not much, 7.1 to 7.8. So I was just kind of testing the copy and seeing, shorter or longer, which one worked better. Because traditionally with cold emails, they tell you make them as short and brief as possible. But I've just found, the detailed explanations, especially for a business acquisition, works out really well. So this is if the email has been opened previously. Once again, it's essentially like the first one. Hope you had a great week. I'm very excited to learn more about you and company name. Please let me know if you have an opening in the near future to chat and walk me through your business journey. If you ever need someone to chat with about your business, about business advice, or just talk shop, don't hesitate to give me a call. So once again, good response rate, good open rate on that. Circling back, that same, understanding this is a significant decision, intent to carry your legacy, business ethos, our strong values, and everything aligns. And then my history as well. So I kind of kept the follow-up emails the same as my first campaign. And then once again, the fourth email, just more like a networking, circling back, no response. Like I said, cut that fourth email out on my new campaigns. We will then jump over to the no side, which is the exact same message copied again from the very first email. So that long form, detailed version is, I just continued to use that and through all 4 of the follow-ups. No responses there, none here. I did get a response on the second one. So like I said, usually first or second email is where you're going to get your responses. So now we're going to build out an email flow real quick. So we're going to hit add campaign. You're going to give it a title here. And then this is where you attach your inboxes. I just have one connected here, but I like to do 2 to 3 inboxes per campaign. So this is your first email. I don't add a condition or schedule them. They send out immediately, daily, based on the times you set. So here I would do a few versions, 2 to 3 with different subject lines. So you'd put your subject line in here, then you'd put your body in, adjust your timing, and then going down here is where you add the condition. So here, if a prospect has opened an email, I do at least once. There's this yes decision tree and the no decision tree. So here, once again, you could do your variations, subjects, different copy, put it all in there, adjust the timing, and then you add your third email, and here you can see how long it waits. So follow up no sooner than however many days. And here you can see from the initial email, wait however many days you want. You could do 2 days, 1 day, 3 days, 4 days. And then it also, unless the prospect replies. So if they do reply, it automatically removes them from the campaign, and it's up to you to respond to them. So you just add however many you want here, continually adding the steps, changing your timing, adding your versions, ABC, subject line testing, copy testing, and it does have a AI feature that will be it creates a follow-up based on your previous email. You could try it out. I've never found it to be that helpful, but it's something worth trying. And then you would then build out the no side, same thing, adding your versions, adding your follow-ups, changing the timing, and so on. I would always, before sending a campaign, send a test email, and they also have a spam check feature as well, but I would still use that other tool. You can also use this one as well. It's good to see if it has a high spam score or not. So then once you have that built out, you would add your prospects. I'm going to walk you through that in a separate video, but you'd upload, and then you'd have your summary, has all your emails, your A and B testing, your prospects, and then I would always send a test to make sure everything comes through correctly with your variables and things like that. So we'll just save this as a draft. But that's the basics on how to build out your campaign. One thing I do want to touch on, you're building out your copy and uploading your data to have those specific variables that I mentioned. You are going to click right here, the snippets. So here is where you can add the first name, last name, their company, whatever you want. So it has these preset ones, but then it has custom ones that you can build out yourself, which we will walk through. So to add their first name to the email, puts that in. If you want to add the state, then it does state. So we'll dive into this more once we do the data upload. Here is the template sheet I built out for you guys. So I based some templates for each, first, second, third, all these follow-up emails, along with an example copy from the initial campaign that I had. So here, I want you guys to use this as an inspiration, kind of an outline, how you can build your campaigns. As I have an example here of what we already walked through. For the yes workflow, email 2 template, example, email 3 template, example, and so on. Just use this as a framework. I welcome more testing and trying different things out. If you'd like to make it shorter, feel free, but this is just a Word doc where you could copy and paste, run some things through AI, kind of see what it pops out, what suggestions it has, things it would change. But if you do use any AI generation, definitely run it through that spam tool that I'll have attached below as well. AI generally uses lots of spam words that you want to avoid. Also, remember with the no workflow, I would use this as a time to test different copy variations for your first initial email. You want to reiterate your full message in all the no campaigns just due to the fact that they have not opened that first email. So once again, you can either use that same message as your first email or mix it up, try a few different things out. But since they have not opened the email, you still want to get your main point across. All right, guys. So in summary, remember to make your copy specific to your target. What I have used is from talking about my background, my partner's background, my perspective, my industry. So it's a good guide, but please try to not copy it word for word. It may work, but I encourage you to have your voice, your style, everything built into your emails, as it will resonate best with once you're responding in your correspondence and when you're having meetings. Use my templates as a guide. Don't copy them. Like I said, it needs to be in your voice and tone. My email flows that I show you in the build out are also a guidance. You can make them shorter, longer, change the days, times, when you're following up, how often you're following up. This is just what I've used, but it is not the only way to go about things. And also remember to test constantly. Subject lines first, then work on your email copy, see what works, really go off response rates for testing email copy. And then you can also mess with deliverability times, but test one thing at a time. Don't go crazy testing a bunch of things since you won't know exactly what worked. Testimonial links below. Leave a testimonial, win special prizes. Right now, as of August, by the end of the month, we are giving away 1,000 free leads to your buy box. I'm going to pick one winner out of the people who leave a testimonial this month. Remember, get your hands dirty, take some action, fail forward, let's get rolling. Hope you guys enjoyed that content. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Peace.